Hello and welcome to a new season of Titus Pétange. Hey, look at this. Doesn't the facilities look great? I have spent £20 million, well over the odds, to just up this youth recruitment by one. It was 19 youth recruitment, now it's 20. The reputation of the club, by the way, 10,000. You can't get any better than that. It's the maximum. We've won 6 Champions Leagues in 8 years. 4 Super Cups now. We've won it in this season. 19 BGL Leagues and 8 Luxembourg Cups. We are on a roll. We've nearly won 1,000 games. This is the game that gives us a decade undefeated in the BGL League. We're going to watch that in a second. A few things to go through. We did have a Club World Cup in between the seasons, but they just come too thick and fast, and we play with a squad that is too slim to win this, essentially. Look at the injuries that we picked up in this particular match against Liverpool, and they only beat us on penalties. We got Bertgard, Torres, and Alberto all injured. Beck got the red card as well, so it was pretty impossible, and yet they still just managed to squeeze through us on penalties. Could have been our season. Could have been our season on that, but we do need a bigger squad for a Club World Cup. Real Madrid, after extra time, beat Liverpool in the final. Shout out to Paradiso equalising late on in that game. Could he win a Ballon d'Or? I hope so. I imagine, though, Raul Torres will claim it for some reason. You know, don't blame me. Blame the guys who make the Ballon d'Or. We've actually drawn in the league already this season. And I was really, really worried at one point because we didn't look great in this game. The forwards are not scoring as much as what they should do, and Raul Torres doesn't really have an excuse because he is wicked. He's a great, great player. He should be scoring for fun in this league. It's been very, very slow off the mark on occasions. Like Jeunesse d'Esch only beating them by 1-0, with Bergstall getting sent off. Do you mind? It's like we are trying to make it difficult going an entire decade undefeated. So if we go back 10 years, we will see the last time that we lost a game. It was against US Hostert on the 15th of September 2035. So technically we're already there. But we started this run on the 22nd of September. So that's where we're going to. That would genuinely mark a decade of being undefeated. And what a loss it was as well. We were cruising in this game, but 89th, 91st, 95th, 98th goals by all this lot gave us a right sting in the backside. And it taught us well. It gave us a mentality going forward that we weren't going to lose like that again. We weren't going to lose at all again. How about that? I would take that disappointing loss to go an entire decade without losing in the league. Yes, domestically we have come unstuck in the Luxembourg Cup, but that's a difficult competition, running an entirely foreign team. Transfers. Oh, just to remember, I don't even know. I have failed to record this part of the episode a couple of times. And whilst we were doing it, I've actually bought out a clause for Dodig from Bayern Munich. He's 30 years old now. And I just thought it was the right time to purchase that. It's not often that I get the chance to sell that clause. Yes, he could make one big transfer and we would lose out on a few million, maybe even 10 million. But I don't think that's going to happen. Once it gets to 32, 33, his valuation is going to drag down. So I think that was a good call there, 18.84 million. Transfers. Oh boy, there's a lot of players coming in. Oh yes. Let's just make sure where we start. In fact, I know that in between the 2 episodes at the end of last season, Ugarelli came in, didn't he? 27th of May is where we need to go to in the transfer history. I'll show you. I'll show you what we've done. Hey, there's another person coming in. There you go. Nothing on the outbounds. Isaac Pereira. He is a winger. 4 stars, out on loan at the moment to DAC 1904 Donetsk Trader. Where are they at? Slovenia? Slovakia? Oh. Alright, good luck to you. £9.5 million signing. Might not make it, but it's alright. On the ins, the first one being Kevin Barr. I mean, he is absolutely shocking. But, you know, £5 million more to Mama. And then we went for Simon Warner. We tried to sign when he was at Brighton for a measly amount of money. £950,000. And I knew that he was going to be good. And he kept on being highly rated. And we finally signed him for just an astronomical 52 million. But he might turn into someone that is worth far more than that. He is on loan at Burnley at the moment. Okay, Simon Warner. And we have the money. We've sold a lot of players. We'll get through that soon. Miguel Arana, who is a 5-star coming in from, I think, Real Madrid, wasn't it? On the release clause, a 5-star player. Another one where it's like his position is high, is a bit odd, but you don't see that many 5-star potential players, so you might as well sign him up to see what you can do with him. He can't cross, so he can't turn into a wing back. Then we have Chem Buke. The worst scouting I've ever seen from this scout team, because this guy just certainly doesn't have it. So that's just, that was a waste. 3.9 million in Fenerbahce's back pocket for absolutely no one. Facundo Ferreira was the final player that came in, and he's got some insane defending already as an 18-year-old. Keep an eye on him. He might be insane. There's some really, really sick left-backs that we've got, and that gave me a pretty difficult decision. We'll start with Baratinha, because this is the difficult decision that I've had to make. Out of all the left backs that we've got that could potentially make it, we had to unfortunately say goodbye to one of them. But I think we've done a great thing here, because Baratinha's got maximum potential. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. I don't know if he's going to be any much better than what we've got at the club right now. So what I've done, I've sold him for 11 million. We got 40% of next transfer, I think, and a buyback clause of 35 million. It's something around that. 35 million. Is it on the contract actually? Can we see? Baratinha has a set transfer fee of 35 due to a buyback agreement between the clubs. So if he becomes a really world-class left-back, which I'm sure he will be, he kind of is already, but if he becomes any better than the fullbacks that I've got at the club right now, we can buy him for a measly 35 million. It is no problem whatsoever. We can make that money with like a click of our fingers, selling a couple of players. Okay, so I think that was a really, really good call, and I've done it with a couple of players that I think are not as good as certain other players in the team. It's a part of this loan ruling that after a certain age they can't get loaned out, or a certain amount can only get loaned out. I think 6 players. So we have to make decisions on some of the players. So from the top, Quero went to Man City. Great striker. Doesn't like big games. It was a cheap deal. I really wish that we could have got something like 50, 60 million. It was 32 million in the end. 40% of next transfer. There was a battle for him, but as soon as he went to 32, no one was interested. Andre Almeida, going to be a good player for sure. He's guaranteed 4-star potential player. We've got some really, really exciting left wingers. Faisal Adi is the one that I brought up to the first team, who is guaranteed to be 4.5 stars. So that was the decision. He is guaranteed to be a little bit better. I think Almeida. Have we got Almeida on? Let's just make an offer. See what we got. No. So there's there's nothing in his contract for him to be brought back. I'm sure that there's a 40% of next sale. That I don't think needs to be asked. Linus Quist was a player that we brought into the first team last season. He can't really jump that much. He's got a potential of 4 stars. Midfielders, we're stacked on midfielders in the under-23s. There's going to be better players that come through. But this guy's going to be world-class as well. So it's like just trying to figure out which one is going to be just a little bit better. And I think Linus Quist got a short straw, the lad, unfortunately, playing for Arsenal now. Arsenal stacked. Arsenal stacked. He likes big matches. So if we want him back, we get him back. Have we got some kind of buyback on him? I thought we had 2 buyback clauses. I'm getting really confused. Obviously, we've only got 1 buyback clause on Baratinha. So we've already talked about... Oh, is it Munoz that we got a buyback clause on? Let's have a look. Make offer. There it is. So 30 million for Munoz if he turns into a decent player. He enjoys the big matches as well. Not as well-rounded as the other midfielders in the squad. He's 22 years old, slightly injury-prone. So you can see my reasoning behind that. More defensive-minded, would have to train him more as that midfielder. And at 22, it's going to be a slow process. So give him to Real Madrid, see what he can do and develop in his life. I don't think we'll bring him back. I can't imagine it. We've got some sick midfielders coming through, as I keep on mentioning. But there's always that option to see him back to the club. Janida Rojas, I mean, I really thought this guy was going to be just such a good player. Guaranteed to be 4.5 stars. He is going to be amazing. He will be amazing eventually. He doesn't look like it on the wheel yet. But 4.5 stars, he just absolutely hates big matches. So, I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of happy that this is a thing. I hate it, but I'm also happy because with this con, it means just get rid of this player, and it kind of eases out the problem that I would have myself, because look at all these players that I need to eventually make a decision on. So that was a no on Janida Rojas. And a very low sale of £10 million. I could have got a lot more for him. But I'm pretty sure we tried to sell him last season, but nobody wanted him. Like literally, get rid of him on a free. No one wanted him. Eventually, Paris Saint-Germain decided to take him for 10 million this season. I don't get it. Roma, in for the Ukrainian Alexander Olenyk, and he is a 4-star player. There we go. Potentially 4-star player. Juanjo, that was a quick signing sale, wasn't it? Going to Juventus. I know that we've got a 40% sale on him, and we also have a 40% sale on Nikola Stevanovic, who is a right back, Serbian right back. He's been around the club for a long time, maybe like 4 or 5 years, finally getting out. Down here, Martin Maucheck, a goalkeeper, a Slovenian goalkeeper that's been hanging around the under-23s for a couple of seasons, I think. Let's have a check. Just the one season. Okay, that's fine. Oh no, he was on loan. Yeah. He's been here for a couple of seasons. He goes to Bayern Munich, and there's a good chance that he becomes the first team keeper at Bayern Munich. I'm sure he'll be decent. He loves big games, which is great. So good luck to him. We were stacked on goalkeepers. Absolutely, we probably got like 3 of the best goalkeepers in the world at the moment. Andreas Nymon went to Liverpool, dropped his potential down to 3. We're not interested in him. He went on a free after his contract expired. And talking about contract expired, we need to look at Saini Jallo, because he was taking the piss a little bit. There was loads of big clubs after him. We offered him £100,000 a week. Think about that. We offered him £100,000 a week. And he accepted our contract in comparison to the Paris Saint-Germains and the Man Cities that were also interested. He wanted to take it. And then he declined it because we didn't have an appearance fee, yada, 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 yada. Then no one offered him a contract. Obviously, we couldn't offer him a better contract for him personally because our negotiations are broken down. And he ended up at fucking Real Betis. Unbelievable turn of events. His minimum fee release clause is 67 million. It would be quite a heavy purchase, but keep an eye out. He's fickle. We can't really do anything about his personality now because he's not at our club. Hopefully it changes. Hopefully he's a shit player and then we don't need to worry about him. Loans for the rest of it. There you go. A hell of a lot of loans. You can see here with the players highlighted in purple. Maybe even the under 18s. Okay. So, some seriously good players now. Robinson Cardenas. Cardenas is the midfielder that I'm really referring to. Look at the state of this lad at 20 years old. He's like cracked Dodig. You know what I mean? He's like Dodig but cracked. So he's going to be a great midfielder. Ikechukwu Unwakali is just insane. Liverpool, what a mess they've made. Selling him for £3 million to us. Thank you very much. Right back for the future. Could have been right back for right now, but Almeida has made some serious strides in like the last 12 months, so I want to keep with him for a little bit. Ulysses is up here as well. The left back, another left back. We got to figure out these left backs, man. 4-star potential guaranteed. Shackleton Dodd is another just wicked player out on to Sheffield United, 21 years old. It's just a joke squad, an absolute monopoly on the world of football, and I can't believe, absolutely cannot believe for 1 second that we won the Champions League last season because we couldn't find the back of the net really. But with the years now to come, with this youngish squad, I think Balkaya needs to be replaced eventually. Top age. Balkaya is 28, okay? So maybe 1 or 2 more seasons of Balkaya and that'll be it. And then Shackleton Dodd just slips in his place. No problem. But everybody else, Beck maybe gets sold because he's not first team, he's 26. Bertgard got a massive contract. Jesus. I threw money at him. Weirdly enough, he actually came to me and said, I want to like explore my options at the end of my contract. And I replied by saying, I thought you liked it here. And then he went, I do. What am I saying? And then just sacked his agent and I gave him £140,000 a week. Hilarious. Fucking hilarious. I was like, all right, mate, whatever. Let's flick through these first team players. Because this is the state right now. Is that Gomez? Falling down a bit. Oh, and Alberto. Nice. Martinez is just insane. Mazagla's insane. Mengo's insane. But they're all insane players. I was going to say Salazar has moved to 5-star because he did in the summer and now he's dropped back to 4.5. It's a shame. Squadrone was very close to leaving, but we couldn't get a proper deal in place. I really want to make sure that I've got a buyback clause in there because just in case it's better than all of the other goalkeepers that we've got. Raul Torres. There's Turco. I think we'll try and push Turco more and more this season. See what's happening with him. See if he can bag us goals. He's only got 4-star potential. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening with our striker. The striker position is the only thing that's like giving me a little bit of a headache. I got Faisal Ade, Balkaya, Almeida. Almeida's become a very competent wing-back, man. From out of fucking nowhere. Love it. Raphael Beck has improved his defending a little bit. I would just wish it was in the green, man. It would be unbelievable. And not just fantastic, unbelievable if he could get it into the green. We're back to Bertgard, and you've seen the first team. Just an insane amount of players. Mate, I'm so happy. This is just the best part of Football Manager. When you get this conveyor belt of talent coming up. And it's like, oh, thank you ever so much, Balkaya, for your services. Enjoy wherever you go next. Probably like Arsenal or Chelsea. I don't know where you go. I don't know. Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah? Thank you. Good luck at Paris Saint-Germain. Mr. Shackleton Dodd, get in here. We need you now. Hey, straight replacement. No need to buy anyone because you've already stuck your money in 3 years back. Investments, mate. Investments. Some of them don't work, but some of them very much do. Let's go undefeated for an entire decade, shall we? It's against Ham Benfica at home. It couldn't be any easier for us, honestly. Got Torres out on the wing, Bernit Turco. Okay, let's see a bit of Turco. Let's see a bit of Turco action. Ade. First time you'll see Ade, I think, on the left-hand side. So we're going with some interesting choices. I'm down for that. I'm down to see. Even if it's a draw, I'd be over the moon. Because this is a decade, mate. 10 years in the making for this. Could you imagine? Alberto. Hit it, Turco. Why not? It's a penalty. Early on. Let's go. Who's that? That looks like a number 7. It's Martinez to take the penalties now. Martinez, our penalty taker, goes under the goalkeeper for 1-0, Titus Pétange. Oh, yes. Get in there, lads. Now, usually at this point, I then press instant result. Because for the last, 2 years, I've made sure that we've got off to a good starting match and then pressed instant result. Because we've got weaker, obviously, without Paradiso. But I am going to watch the entirety of this match as Raul Torres makes it 2-0 before the 10th minute. Come on, lads. That was good crossing by Faisal Ade. Thank you ever so much for the guy who told me how to say his name. Faisal? It is Faisal, isn't it? Whatever. A Faisal. No, it's probably Faisal. In the crossing. Raul Torres taking the long free kicks as well. No, I'm not going to get involved. I'll let them just do their thing. Alberto's playing in the centre now. Of course he can do that. Burnett probably should have hit the top corner with that. It's all good. Yeah, it's Faisal Ade, definitely. Titus. Mate. With how this is progressing and the speed that it's going at now, I can just envisage us at Paradiso Park, man. 40,000 seater? I hope so. I hope it's massive. It really needs to be. We need to make that big step up to mighty stadiums now. We've got the money for it. Alberto. Raul Torres. Hey. A full decade undefeated in the league. And they must be absolutely sick of the sight of us. Should be looking around going, God, these guys are crap. We might as well go to the Bundesliga. That would be the ultimate insult, wouldn't we? Just try and apply for the Bundesliga. Torres! It's 4-0 and I think he scored all 4. Genius. Oh no, Torres has scored a hat-trick. Who scored the other one? Martinez from the spot, of course. Of course. Because usually it's Torres from the spot. We are really now pushing for these goals. We're not taking any prisoners. Balkaya. It's smooth passing from the European champions, the UEFA Super Cup holders, the Luxembourg League holders. Ade probably was offside there. Raul Torres on a 10. Let's get the league table up here. It always defaults to the Titus Pétange stats. Torres, he's tried again. He's clipped the crossbar with it. Respect the hell out of that. Let's try and, pause the game so we don't miss any goals. Torres can come off. I mean, he's done enough. Balkaya in for, Modesto. And we've got De Jouy who can play left side. So this is another player that's a potential left-back option. Guaranteed to be 4.5 stars for us. Can't cross just yet. Might give him the 15, maybe 10 minutes to get more used to left back. I don't know. At this moment in time, I don't know between De Jeu, Ulysses, I think it is. Oh, they've scored. How about that? Good on Ham Benfica. Mamatovic is there, a left back option for the future. Which one of those is going to replace Bertgaard? Because I thought that was going to be a quick swap. Bertgaard being about 27, get him sold, no problem. But after him pocketing Paradiso like that, I'm keeping him until he's 30. Definitely. Because if we ever face Real Madrid, he's going to be essential to us winning them. So he gets a big contract for as long as he wants. Until he's got to be offside, hasn't he? Yeah, flag goes up. There's no stressing out, alright? The comeback by Ham Benfica. Imagine if we lost this 5-4. I would freak out. I like 9 years, 11 months, and 3 weeks, and you go and do that. 4 weeks, whatever, however many. It's 340 games of football. This will be the 341st. You divide that by 10, it's what? Just over 34 a year, which makes sense, because it's 34 league games. We actually started the league games a bit earlier this time around. Luis Alberto back. For game number 341, lads. A full decade undefeated. Salazar blazes it over the bar. Let's see this record, mate. It's going to be 4-1 Titus Pétange. We're just soaking in every single last second here. A decade. Arsenal did it for one season in the Premier League. Imagine if Arsenal did it for an entire, 9 more seasons after that. That's just taking the piss at that point. That's a great win. Let's see this record. Let's go to the 22nd of September. That's where we need to go. The 22nd of September, 2045. We got an offer accepted for a lad called Anders Haugaard. Usually I ignore Copenhagen because they just give us duds. But this is a really cheap 1.1 million. So if he becomes a dud, yeah, that's all right. I don't mind that. So let's go and sign him up. I think at about 12k you'll be all right. Yeah. I do like offering contract with no clauses. Just makes it so straightforward. You know how much money you're spending every single week. Some of the agents don't like it, but the agents can sort off, in my opinion. Froze a little bit there. That Haugaard was 4.5 stars. There it is. I don't think I missed anyone there. I'll check in my scouting eventually after we finished this episode up. Bad injury there for Hugo Moreira, a goalkeeper that we'd probably look to sell. Beck wants more matches. I'll try and promise him that. I'll try and remember that. You know what? Let's have a little check on Luxembourg's youth rating as well. Because last time it was 68, wasn't it? I'm sure it'll stay 68. Hey, look at it. World ranking now of 100. Key player, Thiago Giovanello. I mean, he was Brazilian at start. It looks like. Okay. He did not come through us. Schiffland just bought him on a free. That's interesting. Because we've been pushing our league reputation up, other Luxembourg teams now can go and sign someone like him up. That's really, really cool. 68. I'm cool. I'm good with that. It's a slow process. It would be a slow process. Kevin Kone wants more time. Now that's more difficult because he's in the under 18s at the moment. Centre back. Now, could I ask for like a loan of some kind? Maybe I'm lying to him there. Maybe I'll try and get him some game time. He's like a sick player, obviously. And not like a weird player playing off that right-hand side for the under 18 sometimes. Scoring bags. Are they happy to stay at Titus Pétange? Oh, God. Let's have a look at him then. I'm not expecting much. It is Copenhagen in the end of the day. Fuck off, Copenhagen. Honestly, you're going into the under 18s. 2 more days left, and then we get to see the BGL records, and just have to admire it. Just admire it, mate. This is another player. Little injury there for Damien Albracin, who another player that we want to sell eventually. Almeida showing pleasing progress. What a guy. Mengo slightly injured. It's Dudelange away. It would be hilarious to lose to Dudelange after all this. Like, go exactly a decade undefeated. There we go. It's the 22nd of September, 2045. Going on to the BGL League, your records. Hopefully it says it. There it is. Most matches without losing. 341. That is the 22nd of September, 2035. So what it says, the 16th of September, 2045, but we know it's actually the 22nd of September, 2045 as well. So technically we'd have to also win the next one, but we know full well that this is a full decade undefeated. We've gone exactly 10 years without losing a game. I think that's pretty magic, isn't it? That is so magic. Even if, it's a shit league, we understand that. We know. We haven't helped the league that much in terms of like loans out. We really just raced past everybody. And none of our players, our under 23s, would even like blink at the loan prospect of another Luxembourg club. So yeah, we've made this problem ourselves. I apologise. We'll sort it out with Mamo. We'll throw some money at Mamo. But I think it's still pretty magic, isn't it? A full decade. Yeah, we've been yabbering on for 33 minutes now. So I'm gonna end it all. Not that sounded wrong. I'm gonna end it all for this video. I'm not gonna end it all. Not that depressed that it's my 30th birthday tomorrow. Chill. All right. Yeah. Big thumbs up. Big thumbs up. Great signings as well. We've made some tremendous progress as a club over the last 3 years. How about that for a response of selling Paradiso? Not bad. Fingers crossed. Next episode, I can say Paradiso is a 3-time Ballon d'Or winner. Even though it would hurt that he's won more Ballon d'Ors at Real Madrid, whatever. But I'm going to guess right now, before I end this video, it's going to be Raul Torres with the Ballon d'Or. All right, see you next time.